Okay, everybody. Hi, how you doing? Welcome to Red Rebel Live, Small Business Town Hall. How's everybody doing? Happy Friday. We've made it once again. Hope you're cozying up, getting some work done in your house. I can tell you I am, and things are cooking. Things are moving and shaking, and we're doing some fun stuff. I've also had some really great feedback from this town hall we're doing, and how local businesses are thriving and figuring out ways to thrive and pivot in these times of craziness. So I'm going to get my chat pulled up here. It's always something that I have to do. So I can see the
tell you,
we don't want to do that.
I am.
There we go. Sorry. Okay. So I'll wait for a couple of you to log on, but we have a very special guest today. Jeni Meyer from Nebraska Realty is going to join us. Lincoln Select Real Estate Group. I'm going to actually bop her in right now. She's a very splendid person, so we're happy to have her on. So here she comes. Hi, Jeni.
Hey, morning.
It's working.
It's working. Technology is working for us today.
It's working okay for us today. Awesome. Thanks to Allo Communication. Set. Wonderful, wonderful. So you and I just met. A friend of ours got us in contact with each other, and yeah, that was really cool how that worked out. I'm glad you reached out to me.
Yeah. Once again, the power of internet. My team has a little spin-off brand, homegrown.lincoln, and we're just looking to help out people, spotlight people in communities, businesses that are really just kind of volunteering and helping out others right now. And you were recommended to talk to, so I thought, gosh, I'm gonna reach out to him.
Yeah, our mutual friend AJ from Complete Inspection.
Yes, AJ Fulbright. Yeah, we love them. AJ and Justin are awesome.
Yeah, and I actually know her from the Zoo Bar and from just being a local figure, and she's mutual friends with a lot of people I know. So great people migrate, right? Yeah. Cool stuff. Yeah. But yeah, I appreciate you reaching out. And so you have, what's your main company that you work for?
Well, I'm co-owner of Lincoln Select Real Estate Group. Okay. And then our team is underneath the umbrella of Nebraska Realty. So Nebraska Realty is our brokerage.
Wonderful.
And Matt Mick owns the Lincoln Select Real Estate Group team with me. So, yeah.
Very cool. Well, these are, I've heard great things about you, and you're a go-getter, and sounds like you're known in the community. That's awesome. So you do not only some really great stuff reaching out to other businesses similar to what I'm doing here and kind of talking about what's happening, but you highlight local businesses with the homegrown thing. And I think that is incredible, especially restaurants. You guys like to highlight restaurants. Tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah, so a couple years ago, we thought, we love doing real estate. That's our passion, but let's expand a little bit and do something a little fun. So we developed homegrown.lincoln. And basically, we just support and spotlight locally owned businesses, restaurants, boutiques, any sort of local type artist, music, things like that. We just really believe in community and supporting each other. So we thought, well, let's just run with it and see where it takes us. We've done a lot of different things. Yep, you've got our homegrown, one of our videos pulled up there. We like to spotlight local restaurants. They might be places that people aren't necessarily familiar with or don't know about. We've been to Billy's, Normandy, Fly Dogs, Chocolate Season, Stir 22, all sorts of different varieties of places. And we go in and we interview the owners and get a little background on where they came from and how their business came to be. And then the fun part, we hop into the kitchen and we watch them make some dishes and the preparation of the food. And then we get to taste the food, which actually is the best part.
Oh, that's incredible.
So yeah, we've got about 13, maybe 10, 13 videos or so that we've got on our website and all of our team's social media. So
cool.
Yeah, it's been a really fun, and all the people that we get to meet, oh my gosh, it's just been amazing. We've
Yeah.
had a lot of fun with it.
Well, there's so many great business owners in Lincoln. Not only that, their restaurant business owners are super cool people and very down to earth and very welcoming. And I see on here some places I actually know, which is really cool. So the Food 411, tell me about that. And I think I read somewhere that you just show up. It's like a surprise visit, correct?
Yeah. So we decided to develop this little mini series called Food 411, where we pick 10 businesses and we taste test the same food. And so they don't know we're coming. So we just we dip in and purchase our food item, and then we do a little video taping of the tasting. And it's been really fun. We're on pizza right now. Matt's doing pizza. I just did donuts, and that was really fun.
I need to hang out with you people more.
Pardon?
I need to hang out with you guys more.
We should have you on as a guest taster sometime.
That would be wonderful. I would love that. Well, I have a very close connection to Lincoln's donut scene, if there is such a thing. I'm on the search for the best donut in town. And here's the craziest part is that my son and we have some locations that we like to hit, but the consistency is up and down. So we have a very love-hate relationship with the donut scene, and we're on the lookout for the best donuts. So this is we love Lamar's. I see that you went to Lamar's. We went downtown we love Lamar's. Mm-hmm. But some of the local gas stations get donuts as well, and so they get them from different places. So it's been really fun to and my son's kind of a go-getter. He'll do little reviews and stuff.
Oh, that's fun. Yeah, oh my
God. So, do you have any good spot ideas for donuts in town? I know right now it's kind of a weird time with the COVID-19 thing, but before that hit, we had an ongoing donut review. So this is really cute. So what's been your favorite spot that you've snuck up on?
Well, Hertz Donuts was a lot of fun.
Oh, yeah.
They have just a cool atmosphere in there. And so we did our taping inside of there, and they actually were the winner of our tasting when we did donuts. It was really hard to decide, but that Hertz Donuts was the winner. So I'm sure you've been there. They've been around. They're 24/7, 365.
Yeah, they're pretty intense. They go full on. It's magical. It's a really cool spot.
Yeah, for sure.
So,
and they're fresh too. I mean, you just don't know 24/7 like how fresh they're going to be, and we were very impressed.
I got to know somebody that worked at Lamar's, and the hours that they keep over there are insane. I mean, they go in at 3-4 in the morning and start baking, and it's crazy.
Yeah. A lot of preparation and a lot of dedication for sure.
Well, that's really cool. So talk to me about, I wanted to ask you, so this whole series started because I wanted to hear from local businesses about how they're pivoting and how they're dealing with the current crisis. Mm-hmm. And, obviously we look around and some are doing better than others, and some might not know, ideas, or maybe technology is not their forte. And, in my case, luckily at Red Rebel Media, we do a lot of live streams and we do a lot of website development and video production for people. So, I was kind of ahead of the curve on that, and I was able to get something like this available and up and running. But I've had a ton of calls from people that just need help with it. And so people are trying to pivot and do different things. Tell me about what you did and what your company did when you heard the severity of what's happening.
Well, gosh, it was one of those things where, you don't know what to expect. And then it kept getting worse and worse and worse. And so as schools were closing, as businesses were closing, we followed suit. We stopped our team meetings. Eventually the Realty offices started closing. So, just safety and health first and foremost was on the top of our mind, but we still wanted to be able to help our clients and serve clients as well.
Yeah.
I mean, the real estate market is still pretty steady, and in that 250 under price point, there's still that demand for it. The buyers are still out there looking.
Yeah.
So we wanted to be able to serve them and also our sellers. So we've been using a lot of technology as well.
Good.
Yeah, our team's been doing videos of our listings for a few years now. So that's just part of our listing package, along with photos, professional photos. Our videographer does a nice video tour of the home. So we've been doing that for a few years now, but now more than ever, I feel like something like that's been even more important, just to kind of, cut down on the amount of exposure that people get going into homes.
Right.
Sellers
are already pretty paranoid, probably spending that much money, and just, I mean, I can tell you from my case, my wife and I just bought a house in August, and it was our first time buying a home, and it was nerve-wracking. It wasn't something that we took lightly. It took us about 1.5 years to do it, because we wanted to find the right home, and the market was so crazy. It was at the peak of the market in August, and I don't know if it's still there. It sounds like it is, but which is insane to me how it can kind of keep going like that. But homes are selling, homes are being bought, and in our case, it was nerve-wracking. So on top of that, having a pandemic and this paranoia of germ everywhere, that must be insane. I can't imagine. So,
it's been quite the adjustment, for sure. And everyone has a different level of comfortability as far as who they want in their house, or whether they're leaving their own house or if they're staying in. So, we have people that do still want to go see houses, and if the agent's comfortable, then we take every precaution necessary with the sanitary wipes and hand sanitizer, masks, things like that. I just carry those in my car. They're just like an automatic. They hang out in my car. So I wipe everything down as we go. Sellers are really good about leaving lights on, doors open, drawers open. So it's just less things that we touch when we go in the house.
Oh, that's good.
So we're still trying to make it happen. But some people buy houses based on the video tour. I've heard of that happening as well. So,
sure. Well, now you kind of have to, because they're going so fast, right?
Yeah. The houses under that 250 price point, still a demand. And what I've been seeing is a lot of the sellers are holding off until things kind of get more contained. But buyers still need to buy. People's leases are up, or they're combining families, or they're getting relocated for a job. So the demand for the houses is definitely still there.
Right.
We need more listings.
Well, that's great. Good. I'm happy to hear that. Have you noticed or felt any sort of like panic from sellers at all, or anybody that feels like they're jobs, and I know there's the economic boost happening right now, and but have you noticed from people at all that they're just kind of jumping ship and trying to sell their house or anything like that?
No, I've actually been seeing the opposite, like people kind of holding off to see what happens, just because we are in very uncertain times.
Right.
But unfortunately, there are loss of jobs, and I've seen some contracts fall apart. If they don't have the employment, they can't purchase the house, so they no longer qualify. So that's been really sad to see that happen, unfortunately.
Right. Well, the things that you prepare as a seller, and I've never done it, so I'm speaking out of turn here, but I can imagine that if you're trying to sell your house, you're trying to get it ready with like maybe possibly a new roof that might make it more easy to sell, or fix the garage. Have you noticed any of these like extraneous expenditures sort of halting?
Not really. One part of our listing package is we have a stager that walks through with our sellers and just gives tips and pointers on how to make your house look the best it can look. The decluttering, furniture placement, should we paint this wall? Should we not paint this wall? So that's something that we've offered, our team has offered. She's now doing virtual walkthroughs. So once again, adjusting with what's going on. But yeah.
So it's okay. So you give a little guidance to the seller. That's really comforting.
Yeah, yep, we absolutely do. We sometimes sellers think that they need to do more than they need to do. Maybe the carpet doesn't necessarily need to be replaced, but it just needs to be professionally cleaned, things like that. So we
Right.
definitely offer that guidance to our sellers. Yeah.
My experience as a home buyer, we kind of came in on, and I'm a songwriter as well as I own a marketing company. So I need a space for myself to sort of be creative as a musician. And so that was a big point, a selling point for us to have a basement. And
Mhm.
so we actually came upon a basement that was, I feel like he kind of tried to get it ready and threw up some drywall and started.
Oh, a DIY type of
Yeah,
project.
it was
Yes.
not good. And so when we bought the house, I knew that had to be completely redone. So there was things that, I foresaw, as neat, a big expenditure on my end. But
Mhm.
but yeah, some of these people, they I feel like, and this was a for sale by owner, so that's probably why they didn't have the guidance that you're mentioning, because they got the house ready to, in their eyes, they kind of just spattered a bunch of stuff up on the wall, and it was say, oh yeah, it's partially finished basement. It's like, no, not really. That's nothing to code, nothing was. So, so that was a tribulation for us for sure. But
Yeah, yeah, it definitely helps to have an agent in your corner, whether you're buying or selling.
yeah,
Listing side, there's so many things you can do to get your house ready, and we're professionals. We've been doing this for years, so we know what to look for. We know what buyers are looking for.
yeah.
Another thing we recommend is a pre-inspection before the house goes on the market.
Mm,
We use, AJ and Justin Fulbright with complete inspections. They're awesome.
yeah, they are good.
Yeah, yeah. And so, if the roof is bad or if there is a foundation issue, we can catch some of that before it goes on the market and then fix it before we go live on the market.
Perfect.
A new roof adds value. So, we could push that list price up a little bit too with a new roof, things like that. So,
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's awesome. And there's things like, Jeremy Schaefer just started a company called Roof Max, and that's kind of a cheaper
mhm.
sustain your roof, which I think is a really brilliant idea. I had him on last week or a couple weeks ago, couple weeks ago, I think, and he was talking to me about that, and I thought that was an amazing idea for home buyers. If you're, because new roof can cost thousands
Six,
of dollars.
7, 8, 10,000. I mean,
It's a lot,
20,000. It depends, yeah,
right?
on the size of the house.
So the roof max might be a great alternative to saving some money there. That's really cool. And that sounds like you know
Absolutely.
it too. That's cool. Another 6 degrees of separation between us, right?
Yeah, and Jeremy just started Nebraska Realty also.
That's
And
right. That's right. Good for him. Yeah, that's awesome.
yeah, yeah.
You know, uh,
Small world.
realty's always been an interest of mine. Uh, I know so many people that do it. Rich Rodenberg helped us out, and he's been a
Mhm.
long friend of ours, and his son plays music with us, and so there's
Yeah.
all these great people doing some realty stuff, but I've never come across one that yet that hasn't been honest, and I think that's key. And you kind of feel
Mhm.
that way too. It's like you know, selling a home is already painstaking and there's paranoia involved, and having somebody that's honest and willing to work with you is key. I would imagine you agree.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely. Honesty, integrity,
yeah,
good communication. Our job is to make the process as smooth as possible for our clients and make it fun, make it enjoyable also.
right,
Um,
right.
and there's a lot of stressful things that go into buying and selling a house. Little hiccups that could come up with appraisals, things on inspections, closing date has to get pushed, things like that. So, we're here just to make it as smooth as possible for our clients.
That is fantastic. And I was kind of, oh, Matt Mick in the house says you're a rock star. Awesome.
Hi, Matt.
I love his name, Matt Mick. That's like everything that I've been called my whole life, all wrapped up into one name.
That's funny.
Yeah. Well, if his middle name was Mark, it would be perfect. But yeah. but that's great. I'm looking forward to meeting Matt and your team and becoming more acquainted with what you do. I think it's awesome, and how you reach out to the community is really great. It adds another fold to your business, and it makes it makes you more welcoming, I think. And that's what I thrive to do as well. I try to reach out and just kind of say to the community, hey, let me help you help yourself. Even with businesses, if a new business comes to me, whether they've been in business or if they're a new business, I always try to look at it from so many different angles and say, okay, how can we help each other? How can we grow together? And so, and I kind of feel like you guys are doing the same thing, highlighting other businesses and restaurants and stuff like that. And I'm sure you go to these restaurants, correct?
Oh yeah. We're familiar with them. We patronize them whenever we can. If we have, employee events, agent events, client parties, things like that, we definitely try to utilize them as well. So we pick places that we've been to and that we like, and that just may not be as well known to the rest of the community. So,
right.
Yeah.
Well, I see that you visited Yaya's Pizza. That's one of my favorite places.
Oh, yeah. I think Matt went there for his food 411. I think that was one of his places he went. Was
awesome. That is cool.
Yeah.
So when you say he's doing pizza now, is he going to kind of switch to burgers later, or is he kind of having a theme? Is that what's happening at some of these?
Yeah. We did buffalo wings first, and he and I did that one together.
I see.
And then I did the donuts one, and then he's doing pizza now. So then I'll do the next one. So I'm trying to figure out what I want to do. I really love pizza, so I'm kind of bummed that I missed out on the pizza one. So maybe a cheeseburger, something like that. We're still trying to figure that out.
A gyro one would be really cool, because there's some great gyro places in Lincoln.
That's a good idea. I love gyros.
Yeah, for being Alibaba's downtown, but I'm biased because I've been going there ever since it was Kuzu's Kebab, and I was about 5 years old. So it was downtown. It was fantastic. But do you remember who won the hot wing one, or did you have a winner?
Hot wings. The winner was Unbewingable.
Oh, where's that?
Yeah. North 27th. I believe they have moved, but they were up North 27th, kind of by North Star High School.
Is that right? I've never heard of that place. Mm-hmm. I'll be darned. Yeah. I'm also on the lookout for the best chicken wing in town. You and I share a lot of the same tastes, so that's great.
They have really interesting, different off-the-wall wings too, like kind of like Hurt's Donuts, just different, really fun stuff. Sure. So, like they have a little waffles wing with waffles and strawberries, and I mean, they just do all sorts of fun stuff.
That's
like Fruity Pebbles.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's wild. Interesting.
You'll have to try it.
I can't wait. So, have you tried any of the curbside pickup, kind of the carryout stuff here in town?
Yeah. We've been trying to really take advantage of the Takeout Tuesday. I read that Nebraska is one of the top states in the U.S. that are really utilizing that Takeout Tuesday. Yeah. Or maybe it's Lincoln. I can't recall. But so we try to do Takeout Tuesday for sure. But honestly, we probably get takeout at least 2 or 3 times a week, just to kind of support local businesses, just kind of keep people afloat. I think we need to just really help each other out right now. So.
Yeah, I agree. And if there's any restaurants that you know of that want to be on this show, reach out to me and let me know. I'd love to talk to more restaurants, because I feel like there's a lot of people doing some really interesting things, but the other restaurants aren't hearing about it. And so maybe there's certain things, ideas they can share. And I think that was one of the catalysts of this show, is to kind of share your ideas of what you're doing. And it sounds like your company is doing more virtual tours, and and that's really great to do stuff like that. So are you going in ahead of time with a camera device and kind of doing a walkthrough and then putting that online? Is that what you guys do?
Well, what we have an in-house videographer, photographer on our team, Mike Domgard.
Okay.
He's got 15 plus years experience. So he actually does our photos and our video for us. So he goes in and does amazing, beautiful shots and does some drone video, some drone photos for us. So, so he goes in and does that for us, and he really, really, really good work.
Nice.
We're fortunate to have him.
Yeah. So do you guys have a listings page that we can, I believe I pulled up, let me get this going here. So is this the best listing spot for you?
Let's see. You've got do you have our Lincoln Select Real Estate Group page?
Here, let me see. Is it this one?
Yep. That's our page.
Okay, cool.
That would be your best resource for, you know, calculating a mortgage. You can see all of our listing videos there as well. And getting a hold of an agent to set up showings, a buyer-seller consultation. You can register through our site to set that up as well. We have open houses on there, new listings. We just try to make it as user-friendly as possible for people.
Cool.
Yeah. It's
so is Zillow still up and running, or did Zillow kind of shut down, or have you heard of anything like that?
As far as I know, Zillow's still up and going.
Okay.
You know, I imagine that things on Zillow are slowing down a little bit, kind of like the rest of the world. But yeah, Zillow's still up and going as far as I know. I've been showing some for sale by owners lately, so I see them on Zillow. So yeah,
okay. Yep. Well, this is very similar to Zillow, so this might even actually skip a lot of the steps, and you can get right to the heart of what is going on. This is really cool.
Well, and what I found too is, and most agents can sympathize with me, is Zillow has a lot of outdated and wrong information on it.
I've noticed that too, yeah.
Such as pre-foreclosures and houses that may have sold last year and things like that. So our website's going to really be the most accurate and up-to-date resource for your home search.
That was super frustrating. I'm not going to lie. When I was looking for a house, you'd get all excited, and then you'd go, "Wait a minute, this is a foreclosure. I don't know what's going on," and then it kind of threw your whole search off. But yeah, so it looks like you've got some new construction on here as well.
Yep. We've got a couple builders that our team represents, MPI Custom Homes and Smetter Homes. So we've got information about building, townhome developments, all that sort of thing. But yeah, it's been a great site.
Fantastic. Well, that's really cool. Well, I am intrigued. I love what you're doing, and not only that, your community outreach stuff is super fun. Is there anything else you want to share with us? I don't want to keep you on too long. I know that we all have work days that we have to get to, but I appreciate you taking time out.
Well, sure. Yeah. And the reason that I initially had reached out to you was, you know, really what we're trying to do right now during all of this is just help each other, help community, help businesses, spotlight businesses that are giving out, you know, free meals to people that need it, making masks free of charge for people that might need something like that. So really just kind of getting back to the basics of community is what we're focusing on right now more than ever. Yeah. So that's kind of been something that we're working on, and interviewing people just to kind of get the word out about the good things that other people are doing in the community as well. Well,
you and I will have to talk. I know that you reached out to me about the music thing initially, and then we got to talking about this. But yeah, with the music thing, we're doing a few retirement communities around town. I'm sure some of you have seen out there, you know, and trying to bring some light, joy, and love to some of these folks that are more locked up than we are. You know, at least I can go to the store if I need to, and some of these folks are, you know, physically incapable, and so they're kind of stuck. You know, and they're on high alert because of higher risk. So. For us, it was just a complete joy to bring music to them and see them dance around. Some of them dance around on their balconies, and the most endearing, heartfelt thing. And so we're going to try to do more of those now that we've got snow.
I know.
Snow, it kind of put a halt on that. So, but the inevitable goal is to take this music bicycle through the streets of Lincoln and bring the music to the people, and they can come out on their porch and hear a song or two as we drive by. So that's the initial goal, hopefully here in the future. So and still keep our social distance at the same time. I never thought I'd be on the back of a bicycle chariot playing music, but
I know. That's such a good idea, though.
I think it really could work. Yeah. So,
for sure. Because we're all getting super bored. I mean, you can only watch Netflix series, Tiger King and whatever so much.
I know. There was it Fox did like a follow-up on Tiger King, and of course, it's like brain garbage. You just have to have it. So
yeah, it was a train wreck. But those things where I was like, well, I have to finish it now. I mean,
I know, of course, you can't not see how it ends, right?
Yeah. So no, I think what you have in mind will be really great. Do you have anywhere in Lincoln specifically that you would be taking the music to, as far as in the streets, or?
That's a great question, first of all. And I've had a few people write me and say, make sure to hit East Lincoln, or make sure to hit near South, and so I don't know. And the goal is to have a website with a map of where we're going to be. And hopefully through that map, we can kind of, vary our locations, obviously, to kind of go to different areas we haven't hit. So if you have any ideas of where we should go, please message me and let me know that, hey, there's a lot of people in this neighborhood that are starving for music, and we will come to your neighborhood. We are taking ideas, I guess I should say, at this point. So, but yeah, I don't know. That's a good question. We haven't really decided on where we're going to go. So, and
that's a good idea.
That Dan Warren, the bicycle man, he's going to have the stamina to do all this, and man, he's going to be pulling me around doing this kind of stuff. So we'll see what happens with that. But he's a well-weathered on the back of a bicycle guy. So he owns a company called Springo, and they bring water to large events. He works with Google and Subaru and all kinds of big companies and does their events. So he's been hit hard by this COVID-19 thing. And so when he reached out to me, he said, look, we got to make something happen, because not only I feel for the musicians, and luckily I'm in a state where I'm still kind of working and, bringing in money with Red Rebel Media. But if I was living as a musician completely solely on that music money, I'd be floating away for sure. So I know a lot of people that are hurting right now, and that's the whole point, is that I want to try to keep musicians working. So this is another platform for them to keep working. So
that's a really good idea. What sort of instruments will you have?
Well, a lot of guitar players, a lot of singers. A friend of mine plays the lap steel, which is really fun. And so I'm, and I'm going to try to put a lot of people to work. Hopefully, some keyboard players, piano players. So we'll see what happens. I know a lot of bands out there are probably chomping at the bit to get together and play for people. Mm-hmm. Unfortunately, this is kind of a smaller setting. It's just for solos and duos. But for now, until we build a bigger stage and we can maybe have 3 bicyclists pulling all of us,
like a giant parade.
Yeah, I don't know. So this will be interesting. Yeah, and maybe it'll turn into Lincoln's very own Christmas parade year round. You never know. We don't even have a Christmas parade. Can you believe it, Jeni?
Wow. Well, this could be the start of something like that.
Yeah, we need to. Trust me, I've been working on it for a long time. We need to bring a Christmas parade to this town, and that's my goal. That's one of my goals, long term.
Oh, that would be fun. It's weird how major things like a pandemic can just inspire so many different ideas and new things that will come about too. So
people are pivoting for the best, and I truly believe that, and we've talked about this a lot on this show, is that people are going to start thinking of the world differently and probably won't go back. I mean, if a company like yours starts doing virtual tours, why would you, if they're working, then why would you go back after this, or if your carry out business is really great, why would restaurants pull that out? I mean, it seems to me like this is going to change a lot of people's worlds for the better, and not to forget what you were doing before, but this is just another technological add-on. So I think
that's interesting, because literally we can do the whole home buying and selling process without ever having to see another person.
That's crazy.
Yeah, we can do our orientations virtually on Zoom with buyers and sellers, which I've done. Buyers can do online applications with their lenders. Showings can be done virtually now. We've seen curbside appraisals. We've seen some appraisals getting waived. We can do virtual walkthroughs with home inspections and drive-through closings. I don't know if you've heard about that, but some banks are doing drive-through closings.
Wow.
So,
Is that in Reno only with the drive-through marriages?
oh, that's a funny comparison, but so you're right though. It'll be interesting to see what happens when things get cleared up and contained and life gets somewhat back to normal. I like doing things in person. I mean, I love seeing my clients and showing them the houses and being there hands-on with them. So I'm trying to get back to that, but yeah, literally right now you can go through the whole process without having to be near another person, which is crazy to think about.
Well, that's good right now. I think that, they're saying that this is the peak of what we will see, and I hope it is. And now I'm hearing of all these great music festivals, even in August and September, starting to cancel, and Maha, I mean, some festivals even next year are canceling. So
I know.
For the music world and all the stuff we love to do outside of our jobs, this is can be, I hope it doesn't get any worse. This could really kind of change a lot. So
yeah, I hope that we're at the peak right now. You never know what to believe or think, with the media and they put out there. So I hope we can get back to normal life sooner rather than later. But I think Lincoln's been doing a good job of flattening the curve or stopping the spread or whatnot. I really think that everyone's been taking really good precautions, especially after seeing what's been happening in like Italy and China, New York City, things like that. I think Lincoln's done a good job, in my opinion.
Yeah, and I agree. You mentioned someplace to get masks. How can they go about that if somebody was out there wanting to do that?
I've seen a couple of resources online. I've got a gal I'm going to reach out to that was mentioning masks in her Instagram stories.
Okay.
So we are on the hunt for someone that's doing, masks for healthcare workers and things like that. So that's someone I'd really like to interview also. So if you come across anyone in doing that, that'd be
Michelle Riggins at Cosmic Eye Brewery is going crazy with making masks, and Michelle is super sweet. I think you guys would get along very well, and they do a good business over there. Her husband Sam is the brewer, and she's up front, and she's been making some masks, so she might be somebody you reach out to and talk. Yeah. They're in the old laser tag building in East Park, and they have a huge space, and they just do some really great beer. So, and they're going to be on the show soon too, so hopefully we can chat with them. But yeah, she would be somebody I'd reach out to. Her name is Michelle. So, and I can send you her name.
But, yeah, that'd be great. We've already spotlighted a couple places, Doorstep Dining and Country Sliced Ham. They give out some free meals to people. And then the F Street Community Center, Rec Center, they give some free meals out to kids on the weekends. And they're doing something now where they'll send a bag of food home with the kids because a lot of the kids aren't getting home cooked food. They just don't have it. They were relying on school for, 2 of their meals. So it's been nice to see some of that. So we're just really trying to kind of spotlight people that are doing things like that because it's wonderful to see.
Yeah. Yeah, that's huge right now. I can't imagine. And I've heard a lot of those kids, they live off that one meal a day, which is, I think about that with my children, and that's heartbreaking for sure. So if we can definitely help and bring a high spotlight on that to for donations and whatever we need to do, let's do it. So this is the time to come together. And Jeni, I can't thank you enough for being on today and talking about what you guys are doing. You guys are great people. It looks like you're doing some really fun stuff, and I can't wait to stay in contact with you now. So this is great. We met.
Thanks for having me. Yeah, I can't wait to see your musical chariot. That'll be really fun. I'm excited for that.
Yeah, we don't know what we're going to call it yet, but musical chariot's pretty good. Yeah.
Well, thank you for having me today.
Well, I'm my best to Matt, and let's get together and have some pizza and wings and whatever terrible thing we can put in our body. That's incredible.
Sounds like a plan.
Okay, wonderful. Well, you have a lovely day, and we'll talk to you really soon. Thanks for joining me today.
All right. Thanks, Mike.
Take
Bye.
care. Bye-bye. Fantastic. That was Jeni Meyer of Lincoln Select Real Estate Group. Reach out to her if you're looking to sell your house or if you're looking to buy a house. It sounds like the market's holding steady and doing well. That's great news. Incredible news, really. So high five to everybody out there tuning in. I see some folks joining in. Josh Decker. Hi, buddy. How you doing? Send me a big hello if you're out there watching. Eric, thanks for joining in. Jeremy Blumstead, how you doing? Holding to steady, buddy. Good to see you. Tons of people I'm sending high fives out to. John Hayford, what's up, buddy? Bobby Brown, Tyler Reynolds. Hello. Cool, man. There's some cool people. Hi, Rhett. Rhett McClure does video production. Hi, buddy. Very awesome. Well, thanks for joining me today, and tune in next Friday. We're going to keep it to Fridays only, Friday at 10 o'clock for this town hall, small business town hall. If you have any ideas or know any small businesses that want to join me and talk about stuff, I want to hear more ideas and more innovation and more pivoting for the better. So let me know what you guys got going on. And yeah, much love and wellness to you. All right. Take care. See you around.